our goal is not to copy each other, but to respond to each other. So we have more freedom if we're the only chordal instrument, and a good basis will reference a lot of the same tensions that you're referencing. Everybody, welcome to another one of Mike's master classes lessons. So Juan and I are here in different places. Juan is in Bogota in Colombia, and I am in Portland, Oregon. And we've been friends for a while, but have not collaborated on a class yet together. We've both done individual classes for Mike's master classes. And I've also done some other lessons co-teaching, and I thought it would be good to do one with Juan today. So I've enjoyed his playing for a while, both his writing and playing. So we're different players, but I think share some common vocabulary in terms of harmony and such. So we thought we'd maybe talk a little bit today about some modal playing, and towards the end of our class, use the Freddie Hubbard tune "Little Sunflower" as a context. How are you today, Juan? So "Little Sunflower" essentially is basically two chords, D minor and D and E flat, three chords actually, and then D and E flat major. So let's just start with some modal playing over D minor. A good default place to start would be dorian, obviously. We can factor in some major triads over some of those sounds. So if I'm playing D minor, even just taking a minor triad a whole step above, here's a Bill Evans voicing I like that I got from Sid Jacobs. So here's a straight up E minor triad. But if I put the flat 7 and the flat 3 of the D minor, there's a nice minor 6/9. So some of these kinds of shapes. So if I can see, so just looking at D and E minor triads over D dorian is not a bad place to start. So this is just introducing no tensions, but just some notes inside the scale.
Right.
So I can also take simple F and G major triads over the D minor. And there's my minor 6 chord that I just played. So I'm introducing some notes in the scale that are not part of the basic dorian minor arpeggio, like 6s, 9s, and 11s. You know these sounds too, obviously. Sometimes I'll think major arpeggio, a whole tone below the minor. So a C major triad is giving me those same sounds. Sorry, C major 7 is giving me some of those same sounds. So I think to craft melodies from these things, initially what I'll do sometimes is just play, and I hear this in your playing too, a pattern is a way to access harmony, and then we're grabbing melodies from the patterns. So sort of a simple bebop like might be going from the flat 7 down to the 6. So I'm just introducing, I can also take a B half diminished arpeggio.
Beautiful.
That all fits in the context of D dorian minor, obviously. So there's a few just simple riffs. We're going to get into some more elaborate harmony in a minute, but those are some simple ways into sort of expanding beyond the basic dorian minor. So start with basic minor 7 arpeggio, minor triad a whole tone above, major 7 a whole tone below, major triads, a minor 3rd and a 4th above. So those are ways just to get us out of the basic 1 flat 3 5 flat 7 dorian minor, introducing 6s, 9s, 11s, and so forth.
Right. What I might do is take voicings and break them up and kind of incorporate them into the scale itself. So I might take a voicing like this, or just to avoid getting that there, and just take that 3-note structure and then move that in and of itself through the key.
I like to do this too.
So creating patterns out of that.
Yeah, so using chord shapes essentially as templates on the neck to generate single lines.
Exactly, just creating an arpeggio out of it, basically. So my first port of call would sometimes be just taking existing dorian voicings or minor voicings. So some pretty stock voicings. But then maybe I'll start adding a couple more tensions to it. The one you just showed right there, that's a cool one as well.
Yeah.
Just stick to that stuff, but then eventually I'll start branching out and taking, maybe what if I take an A minor 9 voicing and start superimposing that over the dorian sound. So I can take this and just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of one thing I touch on a lot with my students, and it was really impressed upon me when I was studying at Berkeley, is that the more chordal vocabulary you really have more options as far as the linear context goes.
I agree completely. Yeah.